get to the silly dopiness that is entertainment. We've had somebody on hold for a while. You guys don't mind we take a phone call, do you?
Not at all.
I really don't care if you mind or you don't mind. Tim Macy is joining us. Tim, good morning. How are you?
Not how you doing?
Tim, are you the Fist of Fury, Tim Macy?
No. That's Brian, the Fire Fist. Macy.
Well, the Fire Fist, I know, but you've also jumped in the ring yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Not bad, man. I was gonna go on a fiscal cliff rant, but you guys had a little interesting conversation there about race.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
Well, I mean, Brian and I growing up boxing and stuff, it's mainly like an inner city sport. We were usually on the other end of the stick as the white kid in the projects.
Right.
Everybody wanted to take our heads off or have a shot at it. But for me, I mean, being in the military, boxing, and all this other stuff, the only way you deal with race is for people to dive into it. You can't teach acceptance. You can't really regulate it. People just have to experience it, and that's the only way to really deal with racism, in my eyes, anyways.
Thoughts, guys?
I completely agree.
Totally
I
right.
think, and I had mentioned a little while ago that sometimes I felt uncomfortable listening to hip hop because the use of the N-word, and being a white guy, I wasn't comfortable saying it. But at the same time, I think hip hop and urban culture has done more to integrate youth in America today than I think it's done what Tim's talking about. It's integrated and made people interact with each other.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, you said you were listening to the Roots.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Roots, but the stuff that they have out today, I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse. So if you had more stuff like the Roots and kind of better music, I think you'd do a better job of it too.
Is your brother still recording hip hop?
Yeah, not really anymore. I think he's over that hill.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. I know this is the first time you called over here. Make sure you keep calm. We appreciate it. Okay, Timmy.
All right,
buddy. I
See you,
appreciate
Tim.
it. Good guy.
See you, Tim.
He comes from a whole boxing family. They'll knock you out in 2 seconds. So.
Yeah, so we're going to be nice to Tim.
Absolutely. All right. What do you want? You want to hit the ground running here with the Wizards of
it's
Weekend?
the Wizards of Weekend.
Yeah, this is where you actually have done a lot of homework here.
There was no homework to
really?
do. You know why?
This is Open and Shut.
Because on Sunday night at Mohegan Sun Arena, the Who doing Quadrophenia.
Okay.
Now, how does it get any better than that? Are you guys Who fans?
Yeah.
What's the best Who album?
I'm going to tell you here's my Who story. I don't not like the Who.
Okay.
But my story, I've told this many times on the radio. I hope I'm not boring everybody.
No.
When I was 14, I was in a baseball tournament for Babe Ruth. We were playing in Leominster, Massachusetts, and at that time, we didn't have the league didn't have money to put us to a hotel, so they gave us host families. Okay,
Right.
so I'm 14. I got to sleep in some, pull-out mattress on the floor, basically.
It was at Roger Daltrey's house.
No.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
But the 16-year-old son of the family was a monstrous Who fan.
Okay.
So every night for a week, he would put on every single Who album on his record player, and he would go to sleep with it every night.
Yeah.
So that's all I heard in my brain.
That's sort of imprinting negatively.
So there you go. I don't know if that means anything.
So you're not
No,
going to the
I'm
concert.
not a Who fan.
No, I get that. It's sort of like when you're in prison and they play classical music or something to drive you insane.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Okay, I get that.
And I can still hear in my brain, like an earwig, the changing of the albums. You know how that sounded when it would drop
when they
down?
would drop
I hate
and
that.
the needle would come on and drop down. So, all right, I guess we're just going to... Well, look.
No, I do like
We should move on.
They're good.
But I don't want to move on. I want to say that Quadrophenia is one of the greatest albums of all time, and the fact that they're touring with it, because when it came out, it was so advanced technically in the studio that they couldn't pull it off live.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the Quadrophenia tour was not very good. Plus, Keith Moon was on the demise at that point, and so anyway, I haven't seen Quadrophenia live, and I'm pretty jazzed about it, even though Keith and John are not there anymore.
Right.
But so yeah, that's my pick, and there's nothing else remotely close to that.
That's going to make Mitchell Edis happy anyway. At least you finally picked something at the Mohegan Sun.
What are you talking about? I always, you know what? I haven't talked to Mitchell in a while. How is it? Mitchell, are you out there?
He hates you.
He does?
Yeah. Because you never pick anything that's at the Mohegan Sun, but you pick something. What else you got? So people who
Saturday night at the Mohegan Sun Arena, Dave Matthews Band.
What's wrong with that, too?
Nothing. No, nothing. It's great, but it's just, to me, the Who doing Quadrophenia is a pretty big...
You know, there's a cult following with Dave Matthews, right? I've never gotten it. I don't understand it. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a big fan either. Although their song Crush just kills me.
Yeah, but there are people out there who, they go to every show.
It's a jam band phenomenon.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, get sold out in like minutes.
Yeah. It's probably a bigger deal than the Who today, but... Celebration of Light and Song, downtown New London, 4 o'clock Saturday. They light the Christmas tree. And as you know...
You just said the Christmas tree.
I can't say that?
Nope.
Why?
You're supposed to say the holiday tree.
It's not a holiday tree.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas tree.
Just had to say that. Yeah.
Sunday's the...
I know I got listeners out there throwing their radio. I'm kidding.
Sunday's the Niantic Light Parade. That's awesome.
That's always
and then
nice.
they have the Winterfest in the afternoon. I love that.
They put a lot of work into that. They really do.
Yeah, and
They really do.
no one's asked me to ride on their float yet. That's sort of...
We have a float. You want to ride on it?
You do have a float? Mm-hmm. That's going to be in the parade? Are you on it?
Full Power Radio has a float. Sure. I'm not on it. No, I'm not.
Who's on it?
You.
Sean and Teresa?
I think everybody. Actually, I do think everybody's going to that one.
Do you think right now in the studio next to us, Sean and Teresa are playing a Burl Ives Christmas song?
Well, I don't know if everybody realizes that our sister station has started. Well, they started playing Christmas music the day
On
after
Halloween.
Thanksgiving. No, the day after Thanksgiving. That's it.
No, Graham Parker and the Original Rumors.
This is
That's
a pretty good
fabulous.
weekend.
Yeah, it is. That's Friday in the Mohegan Sun Wolf Den. Mitchell. And just to show you that I heard Bruce, my good friend Bruce Flax earlier, and Jerry Seinfeld's at the MGM Grand on Saturday night.
There's really a lot going on.
There is a lot.
It's a lot.
There's a lot, and you know you will do none of it. John will do none of it.
Yeah. I'm on call this weekend, so I'm
saving lives.
Yeah,
he's saving lives. What do you know?
I have to actually work a day shift, a rotation shift on Sunday, and then I'll race over to see the Who. So that's a long day. It's not like being in the surgery room with Dr. John on call, but
it sounds like more fun. Though.
You should demand that you don't have to work that day.
Yeah,
put your foot down. Hey, how are your Saints doing?
You evil! All right, you got the blip ready for the word I'm about to say.
What's going on with them Saints?
Well, them Saints drew through 5 interceptions. A week ago tonight.
That's a lot of interceptions.
That's more than he throws in a year typically, but no, they're not good. Did you see where the New Orleans Hornets are going to change their name, the basketball team?
To?
Well, I mean, what does a Hornet have to do with New Orleans?
It's a great point.
So they're going. I think they're going to change it to the Pelicans, which is the state bird. And,
is it really?
Yeah, it's a cool thing. It's on the flag.
Okay,
so,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I like it. They should have been.
So the New Orleans Pelicans.
I think that's what. They also suggested.
That could be the worst
I think
name ever.
I think Hornet is way cooler than Pelican.
But it has nothing to do with New Orleans. Pelican. If you were in Louisiana, you would be happy. You'd go,
How about New Orleans gumbo? That'd be better.
The gumbo would be fabulous.
The gumbo. I like that. Big bowl of soup. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had my gumbo?
No.
Gators, you know?
Yeah. What else?
Everyone has the gators, I guess.
Yeah, there's swamps all over the South.
I don't think I like the name Pelicans.
No.
Well, that's because you're not.
I think we're not going to acknowledge the change.
Yeah.
If you were down there, you would embrace Pelicans. Yeah. I'm telling you,
it doesn't flow off the tongue, Rick. It's not a.
They thought about the crew with a K, which would be the reference to the Mardi Gras clubs.
Okay,
that's sort of cool.
But they got to think how it plays nationally, right? Mm. So your team is on playing somebody else, and you're the Pelicans.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I am completely provincial. As long as I'm happy and the New Orleans people are. Like, if you were in New Orleans, you'd go, Pelicans.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. If you had some kind of a New Orleans poll going on and you gave them 5 options, there's no way they're picking Pelican.
In New Orleans?
No way.
I completely disagree.
I mean, if I gave them, let's say, Gators, Pelicans,
Levies.
Gumbo, Levies, and...
Levies? So
I think the New Orleans BP would be higher than Pelicans.
Yeah.
God.
I'm sorry. We're out of time. I'm tired of talking to you guys. All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much, as always. Rick Koster from the day, of course, cardiologist, Dr. John Foley. It is always a extreme pleasure to talk to both of those guys.
Muscular disease.